I love collecting, like, a lot. Over the last 10 years, I've been a fiend for any sort of collectible I can get my grubby paws on. My shelves are absolutely packed with anime figures. One wrong sneeze could cause an entire avalanche of bunny girls and anime husbandos. I live for the hype of unboxing a gorgeous collector's edition and adding it to my treasure hoard like a dragon. But when it's done wrong, it's like a heartbreak. It's a betrayal the likes of Arthas promising to save the kingdom, then stabbing it in the back. So from one collector to another, let me walk you through some of the worst, the weirdest, and the most cursed collector's editions ever to be released. These are the ones that made me question the marketing team's choices. Oh, and stick around till the end because this is officially the last video you'll see with me in my current model. My brand new look is going to debut August 9th on Twitch. Ni no Kuni Wizards Edition. This was supposed to be absolutely magical, a massive spellbook, a tiny little drippy plush, and art prints. The Wizards edition for Ni no Kuni had collectors frothing at the mouth, but Bandai Namco partnered with an online retailer called Digital River, who managed to oversell the entire stock. Instead of fixing it, Digital River just canceled hundreds of paid pre-orders and then blamed it all on a glitch. Sure, like we believe that. The fans then found out that the so-called canceled stock was being resold on eBay at much higher prices by Digital River themselves. To add insult to injury, Bandai offered those affected a $20 digital voucher. I don't know, I feel like if I had been scammed and lied to, 20 bucks would just make me want to cast a fireball at them. Needless to say though, the launch was an absolute disaster and fans were very disappointed. Postal 10th Anniversary. Postal is already one of the most unhinged franchises in gaming, equal parts offensive, chaotic, and somehow weirdly loved by a cult audience. So, for its 10th anniversary, the devs at Running with Scissors said, "You know what would really capture the spirit of our franchise? A cereal box." Yes, a literal family-sized cereal box, with fake nutritional info and even puzzles on the back. Like some sort of breakfast you shouldn't survive? Inside the box was like a fever dream. It contained every single Postal game released up until that point, a soundtrack titled Music to Go Postal By, which is such a badass name by the way, 10 full-color pinup cards of Postal babes. Yes, that is what they called them. As well as posters, comics, sticker sets, and a fold-out playset of Paradise, Arizona, complete with vinyl figures so you could act out your own little war crimes on the kitchen table. I don't know whether to call it a collector's edition or a cry for help from a marketing intern. This wasn't a cheap cereal box. It was sturdy, glossy, and proudly sat on shelves. Overall, I think this was a home run by the marketing team. It was memorable and a fun conversation starter. Fallout 76. This has to be one of the most memorable collector's edition controversies I've seen in recent times. The Fallout 76 Power Armor Edition promised a premium canvas duffel bag, the kind of bag that you're going to take into the apocalypse. Tough and rugged, just like you looted it off of a Brotherhood corpse type of vibe. Instead, what fans got though was a crinkly, shiny nylon disaster. It looked like a free gym bag from 1998. And Bethesda's excuse? A canvas shortage. Despite the fact that they handed out high-quality versions to influencers. And their apology? A whole $5 of in-game currency, which could buy you scant more than shattered hopes, and maybe a plant. Months later, people did report receiving follow-up canvas versions of the bag, but it was still an unmatched fiasco. Death Stranding. You know a collector's edition is going to be weird when it ships with a life-size glowing baby in a container. That's exactly what you got in the Death Stranding Collector's Edition. A replica of the BB pod from in-game, fully lit, fully detailed, and absolutely terrifying. It's like one of those things you put on the shelf thinking that it's just a cool piece of merch from a game you really enjoy, and then you realize that you can no longer have guests over. Because just imagine your older relative coming into your house who knows nothing about video games. How are you going to explain the giant baby in the corner? Or I guess you could just own it and start using it as a centerpiece for your dining table or something. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. This one was actually a really unique merch idea in theory. Modern Warfare 2's Prestige Edition came with working night vision goggles. You could strap them on and roleplay as if you were in-game, but in reality you were just raiding your family's living room, ducking behind couches. This idea had fans excited but skeptical, especially with its $150 price tag, which is well below market value for quality night vision goggles. Wouldn't you know it, when they were first released, they were little more than fun, cheaply made toys. While they looked good and they worked partially as intended, people reported issues with depth perception, vision quality, and even intense eye strain, and motion blur that would make anyone sick. This caused mild controversy online with people questioning the actual safety of the goggles. I think this was a really cool idea in theory, and for the price, it's a really cool collector's piece. But in reality, they were far from mission ready as many people had hoped they would be. Honorable mentions. Grid 2 Mono Edition. For Grid 2, Codemasters released the most unnecessary aura farming flex item of all time. A $190,000 collector's edition, which yes, is a world record winning price. What did it come with, you may ask? An actual race car themed around the game, with a top speed of 280 miles per hour, along with the game and some other things of course. But imagine pulling up into your suburban cul-de-sac with that thing. It'd be a great way to get your nasty HOA to back off. Dead Island Riptide. Nothing says zombie survival like a decapitated, armless, blood-covered female torso in a bikini. Yeah, you heard me. It was immediately pulled after backlash, along with an apology from the company. But imagine waking up in the middle of the night and seeing that on your night shelf. I feel like I'd have a heart attack. Metal Gear Solid 5. In Japan, the premium edition of Metal Gear Solid 5 came with Snake's iconic bionic arm, which is super awesome on paper, until you realize it was only half scale. That means you paid for a highly detailed toddler-sized prosthetic arm. Super cool idea, just a very cursed execution. It would be a 10 out of 10 cosplay prop though to bring some classic Metal Gear humor in. Resident Evil 7. The Resident Evil 7 House Edition came with the replica of the Baker's Mansion as a music box. Because if the game didn't give me enough trauma in the first 30 minutes, having a creepy music box that plays the RE7 theme song might just send me to therapy. Which, to be fair, is the most Resident Evil thing ever. And that's it for today's deep dive into the strangest collector's editions ever unleashed upon the gaming world. Please tell me in the comment what the weirdest thing you own is. I'd absolutely love to hear. Also, I wanted to announce that this will be our last video with my current model. I'm debuting a brand new look on August 9th live on Twitch. I'm really excited to show you along with everything that's been happening behind the scenes. You galley cats are the best.